Hi, I'm Michael Roselli from Flir. I am the Science Sales Engineer for the Northeast. I'd like to introduce a new feature in our Flir Research Studio software called Static Mix. It allows you to overlay a visible image on top of thermal data that you've collected. Very simply, you can take a picture with your cell phone and upload it to the software and then align them and have both visible and thermal data together. I'm going to demonstrate that now. Here I have taken a thermal sequence of a small PCB powering up and then powering down. I'm going to go over to the image enhancement dialog box, and at this point I can either drag a JPEG or the image that I'd like, or I can browse. In this case, I'm going to browse my directory and grab the image that I collected with my cell phone just earlier. And we select the image, which gets imported into the software. At this point, the image is not spatially aligned. When you click the Mix Tools dialog box, you will then go to Perform Image Alignment. Here you have two options, either a 3-point alignment method or 4-point method. The 4-point method is only used when the visible image is highly skewed or had been taken at a sharp angle. We will use the 3-point method. Here you can see prior alignment done to a small IC in the center of the board. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to move those alignment crosshairs to mounting holes on the outside of the PCB. For ease of use, the thickness of the crosshairs can be adjusted. Colorblind safe colors are also available. You can also zoom in for better accuracy. Once the image is aligned, you can select Apply and then Next. We can check the accuracy by moving the slider back and forth from visible to thermal and back again to see if the alignment is good. If it is good, hit Apply and Next. Here in the main window, we can see both the thermal and the visible data. Next, we'll go to the image enhancement dialog box. This is where you can choose how the image is displayed. This is the blend feature, which will allow you to select the percentage of visible and infrared image that is being passed through. Meanwhile, temperature data is always being displayed, even if the slider is all the way to the visible side. Fusion is a very useful tool. This will allow you to select temperature range of the thermal image to be displayed on top of the visible image. Here we'll select a high temperature because that's what we care about on the ICs. We're going to allow just the top end of the temperatures to come through on top of the visible. As we zoom into this IC, you can see the hot spots. Back to the image enhancement dialog box, we can drop down to Picture in Picture. We can edit the rectangle by dragging the edges or sliding the box around the image. We will now select MSX, which is image enhancement of sharp edges from the visible image. You can decide on how much of the edges you want to bleed through. This option is very useful for showing you where components are on the board, along with other writing. You can also select full visual option and still maintain the thermal data as you put your cursor across the image. This is a very quick introduction to Static Mix. For more information, contact your sales representative.